So when it comes to the Greek gods, there's really only, well, there's not really. It's more like it's depicted in one of two ways. Can do no wrong, or Zeus does everything wrong, like in mythology. But as we all know, there is kind of something that does kind of take precedent over everything else. There's really something else that is in bad Greek god depictions. In that, one of the things that we know for a fact when it comes to the Greek gods is that Hades is usually seen as like he's treated as like the dark side or Apocalypse, or just the big bad in general when it comes to the Greek gods in 90% of interpretations. Even in Blood of the Gods, which made him still the villain, but at least a sympathetic one, but still made him the villain. Although, to be fair, the gods themselves are pretty broken. And the gods themselves, and yes, Hades did kidnap his wife. There's no, like, even then, like, I know he's a great husband, but he still kidnapped her. Anyway, so, there is another god I feel like gets kind of booted around. And yes, he's not perfect either. The whole point of the Greek gods is that they are incredibly imperfect. So, what the Greek gods, among them, along with Hades, there's another one who's kind of treated pretty poorly in media, and that is Aries, the god of war. Now you may be thinking, Aries, he's terrifying. He's he's dangerous, he's lethal, he's all powerful, but he's just a raging bastard and he hates everything. And this is true. He does kind of like really hate people, and he really is not okay with everyone. But the thing of it is that there's more to Aries. And yes, Aries as a god is pretty misunderstood when it comes to most things. So when it comes to Aries, yes, he is the asshole. He is like a raging dickhead. And he's done some pretty horrible shit, along with his kids Phobos, the gods of fear and, disease and chaos. He had some pretty fucked up kids too. But you have to understand there's more to Aries than I think people give credit for. And Aries is way more interesting. Starting off with, Aries is a god. He's more like a practical god. Like, he understands war is a necessary evil. And he's like, war is, even though, yes, I revel in war and all that, but as the god of war, he also understands that, his children are also necessary evils, because that's what ends wars faster. Now, when it comes to Ares himself, he's also pretty pragmatic. He's not Khorne from Warhammer 40k. It's not like blood for the blood god. It's just more like, fights, keep fighting, and then, you finished? Okay, cool. Now we could just show our, how cool we are. Also, Ares, out of all the gods, arguably has the biggest hatred for his father. Like, Ares and Zeus, like, the majority of things Ares does is, like, to rebel against his father. He's very much like a fuck you dad, and trust me, I understand dad issues. Anyway, so I sympathize with Ares on that regard. But the thing of it is that Ares isn't inherently evil. An asshole, yeah, but he's always been on the side of the gods, even with his father, as big as an asshole he is. There's even in some interpretations, keep in mind some, where Ares is the first one to vocalize, to his father, like, hey, stop running around raping women, and stop turning into bulls and swans and sleeping with women and having all these half-children. Which, by the way, Ares in a lot of it, and again, Greek mythology has always been interpreted so many different times. It's hard to really nail down mythology because it's multitude, so it's been changed so many times. But Ares on a whole has basically been, for the most part, pretty meh on his demigod siblings. It's not like in animated stuff like Blood of the Gods where you're a bastard and I hate you and I'm gonna kill you. No, it's more like, yep, that's dad. I don't care. They're out there, but fuck you, dad. So that's really what it is. It boils down to at the end of the day is that the god, Aries as a god isn't like outright evil. He's not scheming to like conquer worlds and stuff. He's just the god of war. Also, another thing I think people get even Blood of the Gods got really wrong was that Ares tried to force himself on Persephone, which would never happen in Greek mythology. In multitude of sources, we've seen that Ares is also the god, a patron god of women. He was very much pro women's rights. Ares was also the father. He's not in, and this is the thing, like with DC Comics that they get it wrong, is that Ares is actually the father of Amazons. He's not like their ruler or their captor. He's actually the collective father of the Amazons, and literally hid them on that island because he was so scared that mortal men would kill them or have their way with him. And he was just like, oh no, I made a bunch of badass warrior women, and all the cellar-dwelling red pill men are going to try to have their way with them. Come on, girls, I'm going to take you to an island. Let's go. So that's really something I wish they would do more. And I think, yes, he did have affairs with Aphrodite, who is the wife of Asbestos. But, again, you have to understand that none of the gods are perfect. None of the gods are exactly perfect in any way. And for all intents and purposes, he did love Aphrodite, even though, yes, he said, this is... I'm not going to... Actually, no. I'm not going to really condone cheating on your brother and cheating in general. I hate it. So I'll walk that one back. Not cool, Aries. But having said that, though, we do know that he has had affinity for other goddesses. He's very much in it. We do know he's mostly respectful to others. Sorry if the mic's picking that up. That's a lot of bullshit going on in the background. Anyway, so yeah. Ares also really had it out for anyone who would attacked women. There's one story of an Amazon who was sexually assaulted, and Ares was like, "Fuck that," and immediately killed the guy on the spot. It was the moment he saw it, he was like, straight to hell. Not even do not pass Cerberus, straight to hell. That's just how Ares rolled. And also, Ares was also a god of chivalry when it came to war. I think that's another thing people forget. He's not Corn. He's just, there's honor to him. And yes, I know someone's going to go, but Corn is also the god of honor. They kind of forget that. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, I know, Ares cheating on with your brother's wife, not cool, bro. Absolutely not cool. I'm not even going to condone that. I hate fucking cheaters. What was I going to say? And also, I understand with the dad issues. So Ares, he ain't perfect, but also he's not the maniacal, mustache-twirling asshole that the media has made him out to be. I kind of wish they would find a balance for Ares, honestly. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Ares as a god? Do you guys agree? Do you guys also feel that sympathy or not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.